please consider subscribing, click the like button, notification bell. The modern way of life, rush, competition, or striving for social recognition, popularity, or perfect body, force us to give our best every day, even if we are not always in the mood. When we have all our necessities, when we are not cold, have enough food and sleep, we could lose our motivation and live quiet as plants do. However, our hedonistic society is dynamic and demanding more than ever. Contemporary science has found a way how we can motivate ourselves to keep pace with this modern society. James Olds and Peter Milner were researchers who found a reward system in 1954. Experimenting with rats, they accidentally discovered stimulation of certain regions of the brain. Where the stimulation was found seemed to give pleasure to the animals. They tried the same thing with humans, and the results were similar. The reward system is one of the most important systems in the brain. It drives our behavior towards pleasurable stimuli and away from painful ones that require more energy or effort. Our reward is a stimulus that drives us to alter behavior. Rewards typically serve as reinforcers. They make us repeat behavior that we without analyzing perceive as good for our survival. The substance responsible for communication in the reward system is dopamine. Dopamine consists of carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen. The chemical formula doesn't look too complicated. But although artificially made dopamine can be manufactured, it can't cross our blood-brain barrier. This neurotransmitter is made in our brain and acts as a chemical messenger between neurons. The amount of dopamine released by the brain prior to a behavior is proportional to its potential for providing pleasure. Depending on how the stimulus violates our expectation, we will produce more or less dopamine accordingly next time we encounter the stimulus. After a few repetitions, the brain gets used to the stimulus and needs more of a dopamine boost to get a high. This way is made the vicious cycle of dependency. Dopamine is popularly known as one of the happiness hormones. It controls our drive, our interest, our thirst for action. It gives us the energy to get down to business to achieve goals, which ultimately makes us happy. The right amount of dopamine usually goes along with a pretty good mood. It's ideal for learning, planning, and productivity. The body longs to regain happiness. It begins as self-medication to help you manage a bad mood or lack of energy. We realize that using the reward system, we can increase our motivation by tasty food, pornography, alcohol, chocolate, gambling, social media, or online shopping, and accepted to be addicted to dopamine to be more productive and more satisfied with ourselves. There are some natural ways to increase our dopamine level by eating proteins, fruit, vegetables, or dark chocolate. Some other way to boost dopamine levels would be getting enough sleep, exercising, listening to music, meditating, and spending time in the sun. Overall, a balanced diet and lifestyle can go a long way in increasing your body's natural production of dopamine and helping your brain function at its best. Aside from its feel-good function and influence on our behavior, dopamine is involved in many body's functions like blood flow, digestion, executive functioning, heart and kidney function, memory and focus, pain processing, pancreatic function, and insulin regulation, sleep and stress response. Dopamine is also used as a medicinal substance, for example, to treat cardiovascular shock. There are some modern ways to overcome our dependency on dopamine. Dopamine fasting or dopamine detox suggests us to spend some time away from all dopamine stimulations. Proponents of this theory claim that we are also overloaded by media and small pleasures so that we constantly get dopamine hits and become numb to them. Since we are adults and no pets, no one rewards us for our good behavior. We estimate ourselves what kind of stimulation we need to be ready for another day and reward ourselves accordingly. Neither the happiness that a little pleasure brings, nor our dependency on it are easy to measure, and something that cannot be measured is difficult to manage. Thank you for watching. See you next time.